Obligation of the citizens of our country to protect, ensure that there is no environmental pollution. We are to protect our rivers, our mountains, our forests. We need nature for our existence, for our living. Nature does not need us for its existence. Please protect it. Dr. Henriksen, Edmund, and Mr. Handel, distinguished invitees to conference of the seminar, delegates and participants. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the organizers for having ventured into this joint venture of Germany and India together. Both these countries are very environmentally conscious countries, and both of them have a rich heritage on environmental protection. Ladies and gentlemen, in a short time, of course, if you look at your conference saying causes, effects, prevention and cure. 4 words, but if one has to really deal with them, probably a day will be shorter. I will try to give you little legal background into our formats of environmental jurisprudence and how today the environment has to be valued in terms of social, economic and legal concepts. First and foremost, let's look at the one simple sentence which is said that environmental and environment knows no bounds. It has no limitations. Today the environment has to be looked at as a global issue and not a domestic issue by any organization. If you are going to pollute air in one part of the country, the other part of the world is going to be affected. Glaciers are going to melt in Himalayas or in the other part eastern sector. They are going to affect any part of the world. Today we are talking of climate change, which was unheard 25 years back. Start from the Human Rights Convention of 1948 and go to Stockholm of 1972. These 2 fundamental documents have, to which India is a signatory, has given us enough incentive to create sufficient domestic laws for protection and enforcement of environmental laws. In our country, the Constitution is the ultimate. We are a country governed by the Constitution. It is supreme. Subject to correction and of course with some sense of responsibility, I inform you that India has placed the environment in its highest pedestal in the constitutional concepts of our country. There are 3 articles. There are 3 articles in the Constitution, and this has been described in the judgments of the courts and the tribunals as a golden triangle of fundamental rights for environment. I don't think any country in the world have constitutionally defined environmental protection, rights and obligations to that extent. Article 48A, 51AG are the articles which place constitutional obligation upon the citizens of our country to protect, ensure that there is no environmental pollution. We are to protect our rivers, our mountains, our forests. Then 51 AG, which talks of directive principles. The state is under equivalent obligation to protect the environment, our natural resources. Third came, which is a one-line article in our Constitution, is Article 21 of the Constitution. It just says every person has the right to live and he cannot be deprived of his life liberty without process. There came into play the judge-made law, I think thanks to the Supreme Court of India, which for the first time exercising the doctrine of extension of jurisdiction, expanded Article 21 to give a fundamental right to its citizens to say that you have a right to clean and healthy environment. Imagine, what more can three pillars of the state, that is the executive, the parliament, and the judiciary can do, but for defining the environmental values to that pedestal. Coming down to our commitments, under Article 234 of the Constitution, we have an obligation to enact laws in furtherance to our international commitments. The Prevention and Control of Air Pollution Act was enacted in furtherance to the Stockholm Convention, and it provided everything, that is the regulation, enforcement, punitive measures, and the criteria for air pollution or prevention of air pollution. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two sources: the natural causes and the human created causes. Human causes are minimized. It's like mainly out of forest fires. Whether we talk of Shimla forest fire, whether we talk of Amazon forest fires in Brazil, they all have been causes for air pollution, besides destruction of natural resources. But the main factor which causes air pollution are 7, and all 7 are attributable to human activity. So there is not a greater example than a human being destroying its own humanity. We are the causes, and particularly uncontrolled activity of the human beings. For example, burning of waste is the major cause for serious air pollution. We talk of vehicular pollution, which is not a major source of air pollution. You have the crop burning, you have construction activity, you have the burning activity as an essential construction activity in relation to roads. Then you have activities of waste generated emissions. Then you have industrial emissions. They are all uncontrolled. I'll give you a very small example which creates a conflict between right to life or right to livelihood and right to clean environment. You all travel in the trains, and you must have seen thousands of plastic bottles in the trains or on the train tracks line. And then you have the big buckets for it. You pick up those plastics, they take it, and then it used to go to Govindpuri, the extreme border of Delhi. Now there what will happen is the plastic which is recyclable or worth value, the owner will pick up that. And now remnant remains, which is quite a bit, which is not recyclable. It's a waste plastic. So what do? Either you have the value system of channelizing it in a preventive way and take it to an industrial sector which will treat this plastic into various forms, maybe construction of roads, maybe for other activity, creating a hard plastic or whatever. But the easiest for that man is just burn that plastic. And that's what was happening. Now, burning of plastic only creates carcinogenic gases. What was the result? The people of the village started suffering cancer. Now, the right to life was that the pickers used to earn their livelihood out of that. So the court created a doctrine of balancing, prevented burning and regulated the rest. That is called a sustainable development principle. What happens is that we have to think that it is nobody's case anywhere, socially, politically, judicially, that you must stop your progress to prevent your environment. No. All you need to do is apply the doctrine of precaution, apply the doctrine of sustainability development, and you will find that your natural resources will be protected. Today, we have air pollution, and to prevent it, first thing you need to do, I would just say in a fair meeting, is first it's education. We must start educating our children. The schools must have a subject on environment, and it should be internationally adopted. Second, you must change the mindset. Social mindset must change with the values that I must do all that is required and I must not create unavoidable pollution. Third is that we must respect the law. Whatever is the, and this I am telling you, these are internationally accepted principles. Then you have to have our best technology available, and policy framers must frame policies which are data-based, which are achievable. Suppose you say, okay, PM 2.5 value is to be 2. You know it is unachievable. There is no technology in the world to bring that value. Therefore, it is a lackness in the framers of the policy or the framers of the law. So, framing of law must be preceded by adequate study, adequate technology available, and depth. And third, which is most is that we must work collectively. Cooperation and collectiveness at the domestic level or at the international level is the essence to success for environmental protection. With all these, I would just say one thing for you to really ponder over during your deliberations from the day, and the different experts, I am sure, from different fields are here, I am told, who will be educating you or telling you this. But I would just end by saying one simple line. Ladies and gentlemen, we need nature for our existence, for our living. Nature does not need us for its existence. Please protect